So having said that, let me start recording. So today's story, I'm planning to tell you two stories today. One is the story of a frog. A frog that lived near a pond and it believed that it was an amazing singer. So it would be immersed in its singing abilities. It would close its eyes and start singing. Croak, 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 croak. That is how frogs sing. And this frog was very, very different. It was not confident, it was overconfident. It was not smart, it was foolish. Now, to think that you have talent, you must really have someone also vouch. I can't keep simply telling myself that I'm a great storyteller. If I'm telling a story and all my audience is yawning and sleeping, that means I'm a bad storyteller. So this frog used to think that it was a great singer. How do you get feedback from others? The other frogs in the pond told him that, dear frog, either keep your voice low or get into the pond along with us and stop singing. Now, he thought that his friends were very jealous of him. He did not heed to their advice. He continued to keep screaming. There used to be an owl that used to sleep on that tree during the day. Most of its sleep was disturbed because of this frog croaking throughout the day. So it tried requesting, it tried telling the frog many sweet things. You know, you are a good singer, but you must try to practice, learn, and then sing loudly. So when you're practicing, sing softly. The frog was not willing to listen to the owl. It continued to sing loudly. One night, the owl saw a vulture that came from a faraway place and it was circling around all the trees. It was new to this area. So that evening, it was evening for the frog, but it was morning for the owl. It was not completely awake because of the lack of sleep it had, the trouble the frog gave the owl throughout the day. It said, I'm seeing a vulture since a few days. If you don't keep your voice low, you are going to invite some trouble. Now the frog did not heed to that advice as well. He thought, now these people are all getting really very jealous of me. The more advice I'm getting, it means I'm becoming a popular singer. That is what he told himself. And that evening, he croaked even louder. Croak, 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 croak. And that was the last croak he did because the vulture came flying down, made a swoosh, picked up the frog and flew away. All the other frogs that were in the pond were safe. Now, the lesson that we learn from the story is, it is nice to be confident, but not to be overconfident. It is nice to think that you have some talent, but if you hear people time and again, not one or two, many people around you are telling, you are good speaker, but you have to become a bit better speaker, so practice. You are a good storyteller, but so they don't tell that you're a bad storyteller or you're a bad speaker because they don't want to discourage. They tell it in a very soft way. So we must get the message. If we really want to become a singer or that storyteller or speaker, then we must take their advice seriously and practice before we start exhibiting our talents. All right. So now to the second story. The second story is about two friends, Mukunda and Goku. Mukund and Gokul were good friends right from their childhood. But Mukund was always very cunning, jealous, and he would always try to find some shortcuts to get what he wanted. Some days later, when they grew up, they could not find any job in their village. They were not very well educated. They could not find a job there. They did not know how to do farming. So they decided to go to a town, a nearby town, and make some money. They owed some money to their neighbors and they had to repay the debts. So they went to a nearby town and they got some jobs there in some small offices. They started working. They worked really hard day and night and saved every rupee they could so that they could repay their debts in their village. After 2 years of hard work, they had saved enough money, so Mukund and Gokul decided to come back to their village to repay their debts. On their way, Mukund told Gokul, "How much money have you made?" "I have made 20,000 rupees. I owe 12,000 to that landowner." "Really? Okay." But he did not reveal how much money he had made. And Gokul was a very simpleton. He believed his friend thoroughly. So that evening they said, "We've been walking for a long time. Shall we rest under this tree?" So they sat under a tree. And after some time, Mukund said, "Hey Gokul, I'm a little hungry. Can you go to that tea shop there and get some tea for us?" So when Gokul went to the tea shop, Mukund took some money out of Gokul's bag and put it in his bag. But then he got another idea. Why take some money? Why not take the whole of it? And so, after Gokul came back, he said, "While you were away, I was thinking about it, Gokul. It is going to be night now. What if we are robbed? We still have a long way to go. Shall we hide our money here under this tree and come back tomorrow morning?" "Okay," said Gokul. So Mukund dug a pit there and buried their bags of money under that tree. Both of them went back walking to their village. They slept that night and the next morning, Gokul went to Mukund's house. He said, "Hey Mukund, do you remember we saved a lot of money? It's time we bring that money here. We have to repay the debts." "Yes, correct. Let's go." But what did Mukund do? As soon as they had returned and Gokul had gone inside his house, Mukund ran all the way back, dug the hole, and took both the bags. The next morning, he pretended as if he didn't know anything about it. Casually, he dug the pit and pretended to act as if he was shocked. "I dug the pit and put the bags here with my own hands. Where are they now?" Even before Gokul could react, Mukund started pretending. But Gokul said, "How do I know? It is you who kept." "Exactly. Gokul, if you wanted some more money, you should have asked me. Why did you take my bag as well? I too owe some debts. I have to repay." Gokul was shocked. Gokul was a very honest guy. He said, "No, I have not." "Of course you have." So there were some people in the nearby tea shop and they heard the noise these two were fighting and they could not contain their curiosity. So they came and they asked and both of them said, "He's the one who took my money." "No, he's the one who took my money." "Okay, by arguing, nothing is going to come out of it. Let's go to the village head. He will solve it." So they went to the village head that day. The village head heard them both. He had known the two boys since their childhood, so he thought it must be Mukund who was playing the trick. So he said, "Okay, that tree I know that tree is a speaking tree. We will go tomorrow. It's evening now. We will go to the tree tomorrow and we will get to know the truth. The tree will never lie. So now Mukund was worried. So he went to his father. His father said, okay, let's go and see the tree tonight. So they went and saw that there was a big pit behind that tree, a bigger pit than the one that Mukund had done. So Mukund's father said, I will hide in this big pit, and tomorrow when they all come, I will pretend to speak like the tree. So they all went, and the villager had asked the tree, oh dear tree, mighty one, you are really honest. Tell who took the money. It was Mukund's father, so obviously he said, it is Gokul who took the money. I saw it. And all the people, the onlookers, they saw and they said, oh my God, we thought this guy was speaking the truth. See, looks are very deceitful. We don't know who to believe. And Mukund was very happy and smiling, and he was happy that his plan worked out. But the village head was a smart guy. He had brought an idea with him. What idea? He said, okay, it's been a long time since we walked from our village. Let me sit for some time. But where do I sit? Then he pointed to a big stone. He asked a few of them to lift that big stone and said, please, can you throw it on that big pit there? It'll sit comfortably. Let me rest on that stone for some time. And then after a couple of hours of nap, we can all walk back to the village. So as soon as these few onlookers went to lift that stone, Mukund was worried that they are going to throw the stone on their father's head. He didn't know what to do. As soon as they carried that stone towards that pit, Mukund's father came out of that pit crying, oh no, that was me who was talking like that tree. Please don't throw the stone on my head and harm me. So now the truth was out for everyone to see. And everybody realized who the real thief was. So it is very easy for people to believe everything and anything. The moment the speaking tree said this, they all believed that it was Gokul who stole the money. But in fact, it was Mukund. So wisdom is what helps. It is very important to seek help from wise people, not people who are biased, who may side with the culprits. So those are the two stories that I wanted to share with you. Did you like the stories? I want you to post your feedback in the chat or show some kind of whatever features. Somebody have started showing thumbs up, posting things. Okay, some have started writing. Good feedback. Thank you. Heed is the new word. I love you guys. You have already started writing the words that I am going to ask you. You have got into the routine. So start typing new words or any nice words that you heard today. Heed is from the frog's story. Good. I like that. The story was interesting. Thank you. Heed and curiosity. Very good. Okay. What are the other words? Don't just stop to new words or anything. Any word that stood out in your memory from the story. So when you recount that word, it will remain in your memory longer. Wisdom. Okay. Try to list as many words as you can here. I see some of you are writing. Wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. Village head man. Okay. It's not heed man, it's head. Okay. Heed is a word. Wealth. Okay. All right. What else did you like? What else can you? Overconfidence. Confidence is good, but overconfidence is not. Honest is a word. Very good. So today you people, thank you Shubha for showing me your thumbs up. And it feels very nice when you have started recounting the words that you listened today. Confidence. So that shows you are listening attentively. Thank you, Shravan. Thank you guys for showing me your thumbs up. What is that, Alamelu? I'm sorry, I'm not able to see your picture clearly. Were you showing me something, dear? Thank you. Thank you very much. Samyukta, thank you, dear. Thank you very much. Okay, so shall we end today's session? Uh, Having told this stories to Vinay, can you type, did you tell any stories to your family or friends? And if some of you or any of you have not told stories to your friends or family, I want you to recollect 2 stories from all the stories that you've been listening in these sessions. If the story was very impressive, it will be easy for you to recollect. And as I said yesterday, I want you to narrate the story in English in your own words. It is okay if you are not able to recall the words that I used in that story. It's perfectly all right as long as the sequence and the message is clear and conveyed. I want you to tell 2 stories or more, merrier. More, the merrier. I want you to tell 2 or more stories to your friends and family. And the second thing is, better if you can tell it to your grandparents, grand aunt, and grand uncle. As I said, these are times of lockdown. Old people are very lonely, feeling very lonely. It will be nice to receive a call from you if you can tell them a story. And if they ask you, where did you hear the story from? You can tell them that you've been attending storytelling sessions online. All right? If you liked it, pass on the word to your friends. And we will meet again tomorrow exactly at 5 p.m. Shall we end the session? Do we have any chats that I have not read? I told her in English and then explained in Tamil. Okay, okay, Vinay. Very good, very good. All right. That's the activity. Yesterday, I unmuted and told the activity, so it was not very clear to many people. So the activity is recollect 2 or more stories from these sessions and tell to those you have not told earlier, your grandparent, grand aunt or uncle. So tell me tomorrow who you told the story to and what their feedback was. I'll come back with a new activity tomorrow. All right. Take care. Stay safe. See you all. Bye.